this video I'm looking at drawing those activity networks, finding critical path, etc. from a table. So we've got some information in our table with the activity, the duration time, and the immediate predecessors. So when we're drawing it, it's really a good idea to draw in pencil because you may need to make some adjustments as you go. So looking at our information we've got between A and F, A and B don't have any predecessors. So we can have our start, and off there is coming our A and our B. And we always put the time on that as well. So we've got our 5 and our 4. We draw a box or a circle there where we can do our forward and backward scanning once we've completed our table, once we've completed our drawing. Now, then we look down and go, okay, well, we've got C is coming after A, and after B comes D and F. So we've got our D and our F both coming off our B. And our F is 9 and our D is 8. And off our B is coming, off our A is coming C. And our C is 6 weeks. Then we have our E, and that's coming off C and D. So we want this line for our C and D to come up and join to the same point there, because then we have E coming off there to the end, which means our F needs to come this way as well. This is why we do it in pencil. So we've got our E there, and it's 4, and that's coming off the C and the D, and then an F needs to join up. So we will take that there, bring that across here, and put our last box there for our finish. So you do your first sketch, and then you can go back and make some alterations if you need. Always good to work in pencil or do multiple sketches of that. You can always grab extra paper in an exam if you need. Now when we go through doing our forward and backward scanning, so as we work forward, we're always choosing the larger number to go in that first part of the box. So we've only got one line coming in here, so that means we've got a 5 there. And then we've got that one line there that gives us the 4. Here we've got then one line, we've got the C coming in here, so 5 plus 6 gives us 11. But we also have this D line coming in, and 4 plus 8 gives us 12. So we need to write the 12 in that box because that's the minimum amount of time that it takes to complete those two tasks. You're going for the bigger number, but it's the minimum completion time. So even though that can be completed in 11, this one takes 12, so you can't start E until the B and D have been completed. So then from the 4 here, we're going to our 9. So 4 plus 9 is 13, and we've got 12 plus 4 is 16. So we're going to put our 16 there, and that's our minimum completion time for the project. Then when we want to look at things like our slack time, float time, etc., that's when we then work backwards. So we put our 16 there, and we'll do 16, take 16, 16, take our 4, is going to give us a 12 there. The other thing I should have put on there were the arrows to make sure I knew which way each of those lines was going. Then we've got our 16, we're taking away 9, and so that is going to give us here, 16 take away 9 is 5. So that means between the 4 and the 5, I have that wait time or later starting time where I can actually wait to start that until we get to a 7 there. I do have to check this other line as well before I do that, because I need to make sure that I have like the 8 can be started. So our 8 has to start at 4 to get to the 12 there. The D, sorry, activity D has to have started. The F can wait for that one. So we can choose to put like the 4 there in terms of talking about the 8, but knowing that that F can have that delayed start. And then doing our 12 take 6, we get 6. So we've got a 1 week float time there that we can start later if we need to. So in that question, we were only looking at those original, like looking at that minimum time. We would also talk about the critical path, and that's where all the numbers are, like which way we would have to do for our critical path, which ones are determining that number. So we've got our 4, our 8 and our 4 there. So our critical path then would be doing our B, D, E, because there is no wait time for those activities. And I missed that one here, 16, should have had a 12 there. So we're looking at those ones where the numbers are the same in each of the boxes. These ones can be a little bit tricky, but following those steps, do multiple versions if you need to. Make sure you've got those features like the letter and the time on those lines. Make sure you've got the direction so you know which way you're going, and make sure you're putting those boxes so you can show the forward and backward scanning.